That was the most painful thumbnail I've done yet. Alright. So I'm going to make the second video now about what I know, facts that I know, and then we'll quickly over the facts, open it up to y'all to talk about, because nobody wants to talk about it, which is fine. I understand, that side of it, their side of things is, for the most part, people are like, hey man, I ain't know shit, I don't know shit, and I don't want to talk, like it or not. People followed you, people were involved in your lives, believing in all of it, and they want to believe that it's not true, and that's absolutely what we're going to do. Respect the rule of law and let that play out. But in the interim, without speculation, certainly you can add your opinion, and Cal Sherpa certainly did. So if you know who Cal Sherpa is, he is a friend of Zane's, and he came out to help with what they were trying to do out there, and good guy, man. A father, doing a good job raising his daughter. Check out Walks with Willows. And Cal's quotes about Mike were pretty stunning, but he made them, he said them, and so I want to get that out there, that this is at least something, a way to look at Mike's personality from some people who have seen Mike off screen. Unlike a lot of us, we haven't all seen him off screen. He's got followers, worldwide. So when you're into the thousands like that, there's enough audience out there to address the situation that aren't connected to the slabs or the folks in the communities, not directly anyway, but that are interested, because this is a story, A, all in by itself, but also B, if you were giving money to this cause and it turns out that this is true, you're going to feel really shitty about that. And also, there's a chance that, that if this is true, that this could hurt other people who are doing everything legally and by the book and whatever. So, I mean, it's just not fair to not take a look at it when it's such, important news right now. So I've taken a look at it. I've been on it all day. I made phone calls like many people did. I'll tell you this, I'm pretty sure that with the amount of phone calls that they're receiving about Mike, that will cause alarm to the local news, whomever that is. They're going to pick up on this, and they're going to make an even bigger deal out of this, because when somebody, gets tens or hundreds of phone calls about their information, I'm certain that they alert the media about it. So we're gonna just roll with what I know. First of all, I want to say personally about Mike that he has a very engaging smile, and his voice is it's very inviting. He fit the whole bill perfectly for drawing me into his world. He's a very inviting person on camera, and his smile and charm were certainly infectious, comforting way of speaking, and real positive way of looking at things. So when you're interested in living life off the grid and you got a personality like Mike, it's easy to fall directly into quote unquote love with that, and Mike certainly deserves that, unless that happens to be true. And then you got to think, is that a cruel disguise? And this is just another horrible slab story. So we're all adults here, and we can't just act like the elephant ain't in the room, okay? If you're interested in it, somebody has to relay out there for them to talk about it. As if even not just to say that let's be an open book about it. I have nothing in my past. I ain't afraid of nothing. There ain't nothing. Y'all can go all up in my shit all you want. I'll sit here and talk about it all day long. I was a radio DJ in Charlotte, North Carolina, named Fast Eddie for 8 years. Did some morning radio in Seattle, Washington. Look me up. Google my name, Eddie Harkinson. find out what you want. You can put it all over the internet. And I think that's the type of person who I would rather be following, is somebody who's not afraid to be who they are on this here YouTube. It's why my tagline is live life live. I'm not afraid to live life the way I am. I don't have a vehicle right now. I don't have a job right now. I'm just laying it all out there. I do odd jobs around the neighborhood. I'm not without, work. I just don't have like a solid deal going right now. So, it is what it is. But hey, thank you. Radio pipes. So so I just thought, man, look, enough people want to know about it on other forums that I'm going to do some research, find out what I can. I think Tommy's struggling with it as best as he can, being so close to the situation. I get why they don't want to talk, but at the same time, they don't want to cross over into to sound like they're defending somebody who may turn out to be the person he's accused of being. And then he could lose his support. So you have to look at it from that point of view, and I do. So, without Cal Sherpa was just on live a little while ago. He wasn't going to address it at all. Cal was there because his friend Zane wanted him there to help out or whatever, and that was what Cal said. So he had very interesting things, though, to say about Mike. And these are just, quotes you would examine from a person as a factor in determining what kind of person somebody might be off of these cameras. Because, hey, runs with scissors. Stanley, I see you. Kelly Ward live streams. Hey, y'all. And I'm new to doing this type of broadcasting. I'm new to this, so I intend on getting better at it, and eventually starting to edit videos and stuff. I edited when I was on the radio, a lot of audio. So I feel like I could be good at editing video, but I'm also just wanting to do things live because I feel like that's the best way to get to know how somebody really is. Like we figure we're getting out of the folks out there in Slab City. It's a great thing to be able to see inside of Slab City like that, and to know, wow, these dudes are, damn, these chicks are really doing it. Like Cornelius Van Gogh, I mean, good Lord. What an inspiring woman. She is, right now she's in Alaska. I don't know if you heard, she's also stranded. And, hey, Earth Girl hippie chick. She started me down this rabbit hole where I ran into and found Goonies, was because of Cornelius. So she had gone over and interviewed the guys at the Goonie camp. So, and then I found their deal and I called him one day. So anyway, some of Cal's quotes were, and I hope he keeps the video up. By the way, Cal, y'all they were jamming. They were playing great. It was a jam session. They sounded good together, I thought. For some guys who hadn't played together in a while, just needed to maybe tune it. But that was after a while. They sounded great. They sounded rhythmically together. I thought that was great. So here we go. Some of the quotes. He called Mike a, quote, ungrateful shitbag. He said, quote, he's not paying his child support with money you guys gave him. And so I'm assuming that's money that he was able to get through donations from the people who were following him, who were supportive of the effort that he was making. I guess that doesn't mean that he had an arrangement or something to make that. But Cal was saying he was not making the effort. He called him a fucking dipshit. He said, quote, either way, if he's innocent, I'd still don't like him. Essentially, that's not a quote. But if he's guilty, then double fuck him. He did say if he's guilty, double fuck him. So clearly Sherpa didn't like him before anyway. So that's his opinion, and he doesn't even have a whole lot of time with Mike. He only has the interaction that he spent out there with Mike. So I'm not trying to slander Mike's name through Cal. I just wanted to give y'all who haven't seen what Cal had said, some of the things Cal had said from somebody who has been inside when the cameras are off. But there's a lot of details needed that we cannot get a hold of. I asked earlier today, and they said that they said the city of Nyland when I asked, or that's the city that they gave for it. They didn't clarify when I called back because I wasn't sure. Again, every one of these charges happened in the city. Now they would not clarify whether that was where all the charges had happened. Um, and the charges were horrible. They're on another video. I don't even want to say them out loud, but the penalties for these things are for real. Like, it could put somebody away for a very, very long time. 25 to life on one of them, 15 to life on another. There's some really very serious charges. It's on the last video. There are 4 charges that they told me about. So it should be out there. It should be at least talked about. The slabs had gotten that reputation for being a place that people would go to hide because of things like this, or I'm trying to get that off, but I'm not very good at that. Hide the chat. Alright, I'm just going to let the chat go, because I'll let y'all keep talking, and I'll look down occasionally. I should be paying more attention. I'm not doing that very well. I just wanted to get the information part out that I knew. Most of the people over there don't want to chit-chat much, so at least we could talk about what we do know and have it out there. Have not been able to get in touch with Adobe myself. I don't know if anybody else knows that if Adobe's made a comment. It's crazy that Eugene just passed away, and then this came up, and I wonder if there was any connection between Eugene's truck and that. There's just so many questions that you have that go unanswered at all until this thing runs its course. So obviously you wouldn't want to necessarily, I don't think we should be talking about this a couple days from now at all. But right now, getting it out in the open and discussing it isn't harmful. It's at least trying to get at that part of you that wonders, oh my God, if this is true, what this actually means, instead of deciding we'll wait to see if it's true to see what it means, because it already means that the Goonies camp is going to suffer somewhat. It has to, with no one there to take care of it, or part-time caretakers. That it already means at least that we already know that. Even if this all goes away and that this is all just for nothing, but there's more that could really. This could just be the beginning of the avalanche too. So I'm going to pray for everybody involved. But I want to remind everybody that obviously none of this has been proven at all. These are all allegations, and every single person I know, I've read, or I've seen who has seen anything about this hopes to God that this isn't true for the person that we know. And then if it isn't, we go about the crusade of repairing his image, because these kinds of allegations, sometimes they stick without any merit. But if it is true, then we need to be, absolutely on the other side of things, just as vigilant. And there are victims here, and then the questions become how many victims, and then the question becomes how many of us, by donating our time, money, effort, were contributing to that. So I wanted to just put this video out because I have fallen in love with Mike and the Camp Goonies, and it made me, it was hard for me to take that, whoa, that the shock. Luckily for me, the shock came in waves, and then once you realize, because as soon as after they pulled in and were kind of mumbling with each other on Mike's last video, when him and Buddy were pulling in, I was like, what the hell, man? Some people said cops or whatever. I thought they were joking. And then I don't know how much longer it was, minutes, maybe within an hour or so. Shepherd's Farm went live. I checked them out and asked Tommy what happened, because remember on the feed, on Goonies feed, um, Mike says that Tommy is calling us back, wants us to come back for a minute. So they whipped it around, they head back, and then so I was wondering what had happened, and they told me that it was nothing had happened, that Buddy was fine. So I was like, okay, cool, everything's cool. So it comes trickling in slowly then to me, and then I had to do some catching up and some calls because I was curious. So I wanted to share with you what I knew, and hopefully everything works out, right? That's what we're really hoping here, and we can go back to coffee talk and all that. But if it doesn't, then let's not turn on each other here. We call a spade, right? You can't talk the talk if you're not willing to walk the walk. So let's be that. Let's be those people. All right. Thanks for watching, and prayers up, y'all.